Complete the square for each expression, then factor the trinomial. Part A, x squared plus 18x. X squared plus 18x is of the form x squared plus bx, where b is 18. Step 1. Find 1/2 of b. Because b is 18, b divided by 2 equals 18 divided by 2, which equals 9. Step 2. Square the result from step 1. So you have 9 squared, which equals 81. Step 3. Add the result from step 2 to x squared plus bx. Because x squared plus bx is x squared plus 18x, you have x squared plus 18x plus 81. So completing the square for this expression results in x squared plus 18x plus 81, which is a perfect square trinomial and factors as the quantity x plus 9 squared. Part B, x squared minus 17x. X squared minus 17x can be written as x squared plus negative 17 times x, which is of the form x squared plus bx, where b is negative 17. Step 1. Find 1/2 of b. Because b is negative 17, b divided by 2 is negative 17 divided by 2, which equals negative 17 halves. Step 2. Square the result from step 1. So you have the quantity negative 17 halves squared, which equals 289 fourths. Step 3. Add the result from step 2 to x squared plus bx. Because x squared plus bx is x squared minus 17x, you have x squared minus 17x plus 289 fourths. So completing the square for this expression results in x squared minus 17x plus 289 fourths, which is a perfect square trinomial and factors as the quantity x minus 17 halves squared. Solve x squared minus 18x equals negative 17 by completing the square. Begin by writing the equation. Now you want to complete the square for the expression x squared minus 18x. X squared minus 18x is of the form x squared plus bx, where negative 18 is b. Because negative 18 is b, b divided by 2 equals negative 18 divided by 2, which equals negative 9. So to complete the square, add the quantity negative 9 squared to each side. X squared minus 18x plus the quantity negative 9 squared is a perfect square trinomial and factors as the quantity x minus 9 squared. Negative 17 plus the quantity negative 9 squared simplifies to 64. Now you want to solve for x by first taking the square root of each side, giving you x minus 9 equals positive or negative 8. Then add 9 to each side, leaving you with x equals 9 plus or minus 8. So the solutions are x equals 9 plus 8, which equals 17, and x equals 9 minus 8, which equals 1. Solve 2x squared plus 12x minus 10 equals 0 by completing the square. Begin by writing the equation. Then rewrite the equation so you can complete the square. To do this, first add 10 to each side, giving you 2x squared plus 12x equals 10. Before you complete the square, you must be sure that the coefficient of the x squared term is 1, so divide each side by 2, giving you x squared plus 6x equals 5. X squared plus 6x is of the form x squared plus bx, where b equals 6. Because b is 6, b divided by 2 equals 6 divided by 2, which equals 3. So to complete the square, add 3 squared to each side. X squared plus 6x plus 3 squared is a perfect square trinomial and factors as the quantity x plus 3 squared. And 5 plus 3 squared simplifies to 14. Now you want to solve for x by first taking the square root of each side, giving you x plus 3 equals the positive or negative square root of 14. Then subtract 3 from each side, leaving you with x equals negative 3 plus or minus the square root of 14. So the solutions are x equals negative 3 plus the square root of 14, which is approximately equal to 74 hundredths, and x equals negative 3 minus the square root of 14, which is approximately equal to negative 6 and 74 hundredths. Find the minimum value of y equals x squared plus 8x plus 5. Begin by writing the function in vertex form. To do this, first subtract 5 from each side, giving you y minus 5 equals x squared plus 8x. X squared plus 8x is of the form x squared plus bx, where b equals 8. Because b is 8, the quantity b divided by 2 squared equals the quantity 8 divided by 2 squared, which simplifies to 16. So complete the square by adding 16 to each side. Y minus 5 plus 16 simplifies to y plus 11, and x squared plus 8x plus 16 is a perfect square trinomial that factors as the quantity x plus 4 squared. Now solve for y by subtracting 11 from each side, giving you y equals the quantity x plus 4 squared minus 11. The equation is now of the form y equals a times the quantity x minus h squared plus k. Rewrite the equation to identify the constants. Here a is 1, h is negative 4, and k is negative 11. So the vertex hk is negative 4, negative 11. Because a equals 1, a is greater than 0. And because a is positive, the parabola opens up, and the y-coordinate of the vertex is the minimum value. So the function has a minimum value of negative 11. Find the maximum value of y equals negative x squared plus 4x plus 2. Begin by writing the function in vertex form. To do this, first subtract 2 from each side, giving you y minus 2 equals negative x squared plus 4x. Then factor a negative 1 out of negative x squared plus 4x, giving you y minus 2 equals the negative of the quantity x squared minus 4x. X squared minus 4x is of the form x squared plus bx, where b equals negative 4. Because b equals negative 4, the quantity b divided by 2 squared equals the quantity negative 4 divided by 2 squared, which simplifies to 4. So to complete the square, you want to add 4 to the quantity x squared minus 4x. Adding 4 inside the parentheses results in subtracting 4 from the right side of the equation. So to keep the equation balanced, you want to subtract 4 from the left side as well. Y minus 2 minus 4 simplifies to y minus 6, and x squared minus 4x plus 4 is a perfect square trinomial that factors as the quantity x minus 2 squared. Now solve for y by adding 6 to each side, giving you y equals the negative of the quantity x minus 2 squared plus 6. The equation is now of the form y equals a times the quantity x minus h squared plus k, where a is negative 1, h is 2, and k is 6. So the vertex hk is 2, 6. Because a equals negative 1, a is less than 0, and because a is negative, the parabola opens down, and the y-coordinate of the vertex is the maximum. So the function has a maximum value of 6. Which of the functions could be represented by the graph? Explain. F of x equals the quantity x minus 4 squared plus 9. G of x equals the negative of the quantity x minus 3 squared plus 5. M of x equals negative 1/4 times the quantity x plus 2 times the quantity x plus 6. P of x equals the quantity x minus 1 times the quantity x minus 7. The graph of f opens up because a is greater than 0. However, the vertex 4, 9 is in the first quadrant. You can see that the vertex of the given graph is in the fourth quadrant, so the graph does not represent f. The graph of G opens down because a is less than 0. You can see that the given graph opens up, so the graph does not represent G. Similarly, the graph of M opens down because a is less than 0, so the graph does not represent M. The graph of P opens up because a is greater than 0. Also, it has two positive x-intercepts, 1 and 7. You can see that the given graph also has two positive x-intercepts. Because the graph of P has two positive x-intercepts and opens up, P has a minimum value and the vertex must be in the fourth quadrant. So the graph could represent P. The function y equals negative 16x squared plus 160x represents the height y in feet of a model rocket x seconds after it is launched. Part A. Find the maximum height of the rocket. To find the maximum height, identify the maximum value of the function. To do this, first factor negative 16 out of the right side. X squared minus 10x is of the form x squared plus bx, where negative 10 is b. Because negative 10 is b, the quantity b divided by 2 squared equals the quantity negative 10 divided by 2 squared, which equals 25. So to complete the square, add 25 to the expression x squared minus 10x. Adding 25 inside the parentheses results in subtracting 400 from the right side of the equation. So to keep the equation balanced, you must also subtract 400 from the left side. X squared minus 10x plus 25 is a perfect square trinomial and factors as the quantity x minus 5 squared. Now solve for y by adding 400 to each side, giving you y equals negative 16 times the quantity x minus 5 squared plus 400. The equation is now of the form y equals a times the quantity x minus h squared plus k, where a is negative 16, h is 5, and k is 400. So the vertex hk is 5, 400. Because a is negative, the parabola opens down, and the y-coordinate of the vertex is the maximum value. Because the maximum value is 400, the model rocket reaches a maximum height of 400 feet. Part B. Find and interpret the axis of symmetry. Because the vertex is 5, 400, the axis of symmetry is x equals 5. Because the parabola opens down, on the left side of x equals 5, the height increases as time increases, and on the right side of x equals 5, the height decreases as time increases. You decide to put a rug on a floor. You want the rug to cover 100 square feet and to have a uniform border of floor visible, as shown. Find the width of the border to the nearest inch. Use a verbal model to write an equation that represents the area of the rug. Let x be the width in feet of the border as shown in the diagram. The area of the rug in square feet equals the length of the rug in feet times the width of the rug in feet. Substituting 100 for the area of the rug, the quantity 16 minus 2x for the length of the rug, and the quantity 12 minus 2x for the width of the rug, you get 100 equals the quantity 16 minus 2x times the quantity 12 minus 2x. Now you want to solve the equation for x. The quantity 16 minus 2x times the quantity 12 minus 2x is 192 minus 56x plus 4x squared. To solve for x, first subtract 192 from each side, giving you negative 92 equals 4x squared minus 56x. Then divide each side by 4, giving you negative 23 equals x squared minus 14x. X squared minus 14x is of the form x squared plus bx, where b is negative 14. Because b is negative 14, the quantity b divided by 2 squared equals the quantity negative 14 divided by 2 squared, which simplifies to 49. So to complete the square, add 49 to each side. Negative 23 plus 49 simplifies to 26. And x squared minus 14x plus 49 is a perfect square trinomial, and factors as the quantity x minus 7 squared. Now you want to take the square root of each side, giving you the positive or negative square root of 26 equals x minus 7. Then add 7 to each side, leaving you with 7 plus or minus the square root of 26 equals x. So the solutions of the equation are x equals 7 plus the square root of 26, which is approximately equal to 12 1/10, or x equals 7 minus the square root of 26, which is approximately equal to 1 9/10. It is not possible for the width of the border to be 12 1/10 feet because the width of the floor is 12 feet. So the width of the border is about 1 9/10 feet. Now you must convert 1 9/10 feet to inches by multiplying 1 9/10 feet by 12 inches divided by 1 foot. The feet cancel and you are left with 22 8/10 inches. So the width of the border should be about 23 inches. Should